to know whose side is Nancy Mace on. Many in Washington could never dream or ever dream outside of the false dichotomy of right versus left. But as is often the case, the simplest explanation is almost always the correct one. I am on your side.
Closer to home, a big victory for incumbent Congresswoman Nancy Mace tonight. We have team coverage from around the Lowcountry on some of the biggest races.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace has been declared the winner of South Carolina's 1st congressional district, defeating Democratic challenger Michael B. Moore. Our Ann Emerson live on Daniel Island after speaking with Mace. Ann?
Well, it was a decisive victory, wasn't it? Nancy Mace came out ahead with a little over 58% of the vote. In fact, she declared it before we got an official declaration from the Associated Press, because she felt so sure with how things were turning out. And she was certainly feeling like her next trip, which will be her 3rd term to Washington, D.C., she was well on her way. Now, as far as addressing Michael B. Moore, her Democratic opponent, she did not address him in her acceptance speech. However, she did start making plans for what she's going to do in D.C. next.
I am going back to Washington to stand with South Carolina in my heart. We're going to secure the border. We are going to take back what it means to be a real, actual, biological woman. And we are going to fight for our country and its values starting tonight. I am going to stand resolute against all those who would leave us lawless. I am going to stand resolute against all those who are self-serving and short-sighted. I will stand in their way and say no. In fact, I will stand in their way and say, hell no.
Well, and she is, as far as we know, she has not spoken to Michael B. Moore, and Moore has not addressed us about how, whether or not he plans to concede this race. We have not heard from him yet, but she did talk about how she wasn't necessarily worried about making friends when she gets back to Washington, D.C. However, just a little later, when we had an opportunity to speak with her one-on-one, she told us, you know, look, she's definitely looking for that solidarity, and she's looking for a union to be built and to get America back on track as one country. So it will be interesting to see how her next term lays out. Reporting in Daniel Island, I'm Ann Emerson.